I want to tell you guys a story about a young man that I once mentored. He would say, you had to be tough to survive, or you would simply suffer. You had to be tough to survive, or you would simply suffer. You had the will to survive, or you would simply suffer. So I had the opportunity to co-author this speech. As the co-author of this speech, I'm so excited to deliver this speech, and he had a very interesting way of describing his community. He would talk about the snow of lack of resources in his community. People in his community seem to be getting wet. People in his community seem to be stuck in his community after generation. Just think about a time in your life when it snowed on your block. And as it snowed, you had the snowplow had your car stuck. And that's what happened in his community. People were stuck generation after generation. He also talked about the reign of drug addiction in his community. Everyone in his community seemed to be getting wet. You think about the 80s, the crack epidemic. Or currently today, the opioid epidemic that's going on today. Everyone seemed to be getting wet by the rain in his community. He also would talk about the heat of gun violence in his community. In the summertime, black and brown boys seemed to be getting shot at a rapid pace, and this young man lost many friends and family members from the heat of gun violence. He also would talk about the helling of single mothers raising families off fixed incomes in his community. He also would talk about the wind of mass incarceration. It seemed that his friends and family were getting swept by the wind of mass incarceration. His earthquake. See, his mother was deported when he was 4 years old. He remembers the last experience with his mother as she held the young boy. And she said, "Son, I will see you soon." As the mother had her luggage, and he remembers running after his mother, he said, "Mommy, where are you going?" She looked back and said, "Son, again, I will see you soon." And he remembers being at the steps. He remembered cab cars coming from different sides of the block, different angles of the block. And that was his last interaction with his mother. And his grandmother was the rock for his family. She told the young man about stories of his mother's joy of being told that she was pregnant. The grandmother would say, "Your mother loved you." The sacrifice that his mother took to have this young man was really remarkable. As she was half Japanese, she was Japanese, and the family did not share the same joy that the mother experienced. So the phone conversation, they left her with one option. Either you have this young man, and we will disown you. So obviously, she had this young man. His father suffered from the reign of drug addiction. This young man remembers when his father would spend his whole paycheck on drugs. He remembered his father walking down the steps and seeing objects coming out of his body as he struggled with the weather of reigning of drug addiction in his community. And the most remarkable story this young man shared with me was his 8th grade graduation. Now I know you guys are graduating soon, and some of you guys already have your degrees. And you remember having your balloons and your family celebration, but he said his 8th grade graduation he had to go by himself. So this young kid put on his finest clothes and went off to his graduation by himself, and some of you guys are like, why? See, his grandmother was fighting a murder case. His father was in rehab. His cousins and his uncles were all in prison. Could you imagine the storm? So I want you guys to think about your own bad weather. What does your snow look like? What does your rain look like? What does your heat look like? What does your wind look like? What does your howling look like? So I want you guys to let that sit in for a second, as we all have a story in this audience. Especially you. And especially you. We all have a story in our lives. So as you think about your story and the bad weather that you experience in your lives, the storms that you have faced in your lives, let those thoughts settle in. That young man was me. Currently, I haven't seen my mother in 22 years. My father suffered from drug addiction. Today, he's celebrating 3 months clean. My uncles are in my lives. My family is in my life. And if it wasn't for the family support that I got, I wouldn't be standing before you on this stage. But I would lie if I told you I haven't felt abandoned. I haven't felt depressed. These storms in my lives are the reason why I'm the person I am today. I'm sure the struggles that you guys face are the reason why you're here today and why you're the person you are today. So what did I do? With the trials and tribulations that were a part of my life, I used my trials and tribulations to help me cope with the pain, but also help a child that would experience bad weather in his life. So I started this nonprofit organization called Overcame. We're in Philadelphia and Baltimore to support opportunity youth in Philadelphia and Baltimore by teaching financial literacy and also mentoring programs to make sure that our kids have the proper resources to have a better life. And currently, also I'm an outreach manager at Treehouse Books. The cool thing about Treehouse Books is that we're a giving library and a literacy center. And last year, we gave over 83,000 books to the community. Thank you. Also, I'm a 6th grade history teacher at Boys Latin Middle School. I made myself understand at an early age that I was brought on this earth for a reason. Now I use my truth to help many kids that look like me understand why they're here. So you guys are like, how did he do it? I would be lying to you if I told you that I did it myself. I had mentors and friends that gave me boots to walk through the snow. Because I didn't have the proper equipment in my community to walk through the snow. So my mentors gave me the right resources to make sure that I could walk through the snow. And some friends. Some good friends, too. One just left. Also had an umbrella to protect me from the rain in my community. In fact, we're all in my umbrella now. It's called Temple University. This place showed me that people that look like me and talk like me and walk like me can be successful. This was the first place I seen people succeeding and being excited about their futures. So for that, I thank this wonderful institution. I also had gloves. I forgot them at home, but I have some gloves that protected me from touching things that I wasn't supposed to touch. And I also had a hat protecting my feelings and my thoughts and my bad actions that I possibly could have done. So I ask you, what is your weather equipment? What is your umbrella protecting you from? What do your boots look like? What are your gloves protecting you from touching? What is the hat protecting your thoughts from? I don't want you guys to tell me right now because this is my TED Talk. But I'm sure we all have thoughts. So I want you guys to sit with me. If you ever felt anxiety, depression, ever had a bad day, ever thought about giving up, I want you to just take a stand with me right now. If you ever was depressed, had anxiety, was depressed, if you ever felt like giving up, I just want you to stand with me right now. And I want you to think about those thoughts that you had in your life. Think about the thoughts that you had in your life. Think about the misery, the discomfort, the abandonment that you felt. Just think about those thoughts. I want you guys to really think about that. And on the count of 3, we're going to say I overcame. So as we think about the abandonment, we think about all the bad things we've been through and all the experiences that we had in our lives. On the count of 3, we're going to say I overcame. For some of us, this is the first time we ever claimed something in our lives. We just walked day to day, and we never claimed our life. We never told ourselves that we would fight against this depression, this anxiety. We never even faced it. So today, for that person in the crowd that felt that, this is your day to claim it. So on the count of 3, we're going to say I overcame. 1, 2, 3. I overcame. Thank you. You may be seated. Boss up. Is me seeing my future and appreciating the circumstances I'm in built my character? With that struggle that built my character, gave me ambition. And that ambition is like ammunition that no army could ever think about making. It's like a bomb waiting for its time to explode. Boom, there's your dreams. Boom, there's your struggle. But make sure you guys have a team so soon you guys can huddle and embrace the times of struggle, but celebrate the times of good. So tears of sorrow transition to tears of joy. Understand your worth. Understand your worth. Bow down and say, thank you, Lord, for somehow you made a way. Even though I doubted you, you still made a way. All it took was me to pray and mix it up with a little bit of faith. And soon, I was on my way. As the journey continues, I will continue to march forward. I will march forward for my family, my friends, for you guys in the audience, and my mother that I haven't seen. I will see her soon, and I thank you guys for listening.